my long, extensive career of artistry, I've come across a plethora of programs. Some free, okay, all free, but I have been given the opportunity to try out the latest and greatest Adobe Animate. To start off, I don't know too much about animation really. I'm a beginner at best, but I do know the basics, like keyframes, onion skins, adding sound, the usual. In this video though, I want to learn how to really animate a character and a scene using Adobe Animate and show the use of a professional program from a beginner's perspective. First opening Adobe Animate, I looked at their tutorial options. It was interesting to find that there were two of what they called their hands-on tutorials. I decided to open up Create a Dancing Fire Animation. There were these text boxes placed around the screen that helped in the process of explaining each step in the animation process to create this specific project. My screen recorder couldn't pick them up, but I'll put a picture of them up here. A lot of this tutorial was preset, with colors picked out, and even some pieces already drawn for you, which I found to be really helpful as a beginner, since there was no worry of skills that I had to learn, such as styling objects or drawing, letting me just focus on the basic animation. I think my final piece looks pretty good. It was a nice tutorial and easy to understand, but I didn't just want to learn the basics of making an object move. I wanted to learn about the fundamentals of real animation. Before getting into the next project, I checked out BAM Animation's video titled How to Start Animating Your Characters. Now this video covers a lot of ground, such as how to use squash and stretch, onion skin, using frames, and speed control by changing the amount of frames you use in one movement. I decided to try out a ball bounce animation, adapting what I learned from their video. I started by outlining my, I guess you could call it a timeline, like I was mapping out the speed and where the ball was going. Here's where I implemented that squash and stretch technique. Overall, I think it went pretty well. I mean, the animation was really smooth, and the tutorial was really good. Now, last, but certainly not least, was my final phase, the one to rule them all. I go off on my own and actually create an animation. Just kidding. I had to practice way more. I'm talking sketching over a falling video, practicing a flying ball, head rotations galore. Okay, now I'm ready. Starting out, I'm not trying to do anything too difficult. I had to figure out something where I could apply what I learned before without going too overboard. I added my timeline, drew some circles, and just kept following that guideline. And voila, here we have it. My animation in all of its beautiful glory and splendor. Look at that little guy. Look at him go. Conclusion time, baby. Actually, almost forgot. This was more of a review video. On a rating, I'd give my experience a solid 9 out of 10. Their hands-on tutorials are very user-friendly and made it simple to use such a complex program. Maybe it was my inability to watch a video on it for like 20 minutes, but as many of you know, Adobe can do so much. Pretty much whatever you think, it can do it. But it felt like either they were way too easy on me or way too hard with assuming my knowledge. It did, however, get a pretty sweet end product, so props to that. Still though, if you want a free program with similar abilities, check out stuff like OpenTunes or Blender. I might even cover those, who knows. Anyways, I had a lot of fun learning how to animate, and I hope you had fun too. See ya!